understand the four kinds of grace, blessings. First blessing comes from the God or the existence. Whether you say it is God or existence, it's a beautiful principle coming from the Eastern wisdom. And the second type of the blessing comes from the text. Sometimes you read and study something, you are inspired and your mind changes. I know that you do a lot of study in Ayurveda and herbal medicine, and that helps you. Ultimately you are motivated and you have challenges and you say, let me take that side of Ayurveda and the herbal medicine, and ultimately it helps. The third grace is the teachers. And the fourth grace is the self-grace. How to understand that in our life? I told you that in 2007 an American came and to India, and I was making a presentation and he was listening to me, and after listening he said, no, you are wanted in USA. And he pushed me virtually to send him the entire profile. He applied for a visa, and I got an extraordinary visa and I landed up in the USA. Now look at this, the entire event. I was doing a federal job, everything was very good. Doing a federal job in India is a cream job. You need not to worry about anything. You get a very good pension, you get a good salary, you get rent for the accommodation, you get 60 days leave. But after 15 days, when I got the visa for the entire family, it was a big surprise. So I said no. I reflected upon, and I said people stand in a queue to get the visa to go to USA, and I got while sitting at my home. This is an opportunity offered by the existence. I did nothing. So I said, no, I have to go. I resigned from the job and I got ready. Whatever the money I had, I paid for the airfare and I landed up here. And now the rest is the detail. This is one way of looking at the things. Now second is very challenging to accept. What is that? Lot of problems you have. I could explain the second event. When I returned from Jakarta after doing 4 years of foreign service, the problem came. There was a forced will of the house owned by my father. I went to my brother's wife and I told her, sell this house. Whatever the profit comes, you take 20%. What is left, 80%. Divide into 3 brothers. Otherwise, you will suffer and I will suffer. So let me give you a time for a week, and after a week, I will file the case in the court. Within a week, I got the response. She agreed. 20% given to her, even though it was not legal. So whenever we have a problem, we have to find a solution. So there, my master used to say that every problem, you have to convert that problem into an opportunity. If you don't convert that problem into an opportunity, then you are bound to suffer. My master used to say that every problem is not only an opportunity, is also a blessing. It is an indication that how you should evolve and rise above the dualities of likes and dislikes, pain and sorrow, sorrow and happiness. So once we recognize the problem as an opportunity, every adversity as an opportunity in our day-to-day life, at the same time we accept with all kindness if something good happens in our life, we can recognize that existence is blessing us. Now we continue our life, we are married, we have kids, we have money, we don't have money, we have profit, we have loss, we have likes and dislikes, health and disease. They come, they enter into our life. When the mind starts contemplating and thinking, after all, what is the purpose of life? See, Anne, we sleep, we wake up, we dream, we had sexual pleasure, we have eating pleasure, we have money, sometimes we didn't have the money. And these things are happening days after days, weeks after weeks, months after months, years after years. And we are doing the same thing again and again. Weeks after weeks, days after days, months after months, years after years, but expecting a different result. You see that? We are doing the same thing again and again. But we are expecting a different result. This will not happen. This is not going to happen. I will continue to suffer. At that moment, when by the grace of the existence, or we can say that it is the God grace that our mind starts thinking, let me know who am I? What is the purpose of my life? Not everyone starts thinking. When the problem and opportunity comes, when the mind continues to contemplate and reflect, who am I? What is the purpose of my life? How this world interacts with me, and how should I interact with this world? How to discover my own true nature? When you have these questions in your mind, your mind leans towards the spirituality and the Eastern wisdom. You pick up the text, you want to know that what is the purpose of life, what great masters are saying. So now coming the text. The text helps us to find the right direction. But the problem with the text is that these texts have a specific terminology which the mind is not aware of. We talk of nirvana, we talk of self-awareness, we talk of real nature, we talk of mindfulness, we talk of releasing the mind from the unconsciousness, we talk of the life force. So these are the terminology which the mind was not aware. We need a teacher. So the third grace comes when we find a teacher. It took me almost 10, 11 years. Searching, working, getting frustrated, and at last I found the teacher. That teacher explained me, come on, you have to understand this way. Every text has different terminology, and every text is not suited for you. So teacher can find out based on your emotional and mental state and temperament what exactly is required and what is the customized and the personalized practices that will help my mind to evolve. So the lowest grace is the grace by the God. Second grace is that you study. Why you study the text? You study yourself. That is why you study the text. See the difference. You study the herbal books to know about herbs outside, but you study the text of the Eastern wisdom to study yourself. You know more about your mind. You know more about the purpose of your life. That is why I say that these texts are the diamonds. We should spend some time in studying every day and contemplating. I have never left. I always study. Minimum 1 hour before going to sleep or early in the morning, whenever I have a time, I pick up the 2 texts and constantly reflect on it. It keeps your mind totally free from those worries. See the one point. We study science, and the science is outside us. We study the text of the Eastern wisdom to study myself, to know more about myself. That is the reference point. That is how we have to study the text. But still there are challenges, so teacher comes and explains those terminology and makes you understand. Followed by he gives you the practice. So this is the third grace. From the lowest to higher, the lowest is God grace. The second level is the grace by the text. Third grace is the grace by the teacher. And then comes the fourth grace. What is the fourth grace? I have recognized and started living my life with all the 3 graces. The fourth grace is the self-grace. If you don't bless yourself to keep your mind focused on what is the purpose of life, who am I, what is this world, and what is this existence, and how to discover peace and happiness that wails behind the mind. When the mind is continuously working on these questions, you have a self-grace. You see that where is the religion? We are not talking of religion. We are not talking of dogma. We are not talking of cult. We are not talking of any faith. I never say believe in God. I never say don't believe in God. I said no, find yourself. Who are you? And then I give a reference point that our true nature, our real self, is full of peace, happiness, love, and wisdom. When the mind when the mind does not drop these questions from the mind, it constantly maintains awareness that I have to live within. While living in the world, one day awakening takes place. So that is how these great masters explain the 4 types of grace. People say God bless. So there are 2 reasons, 2 things. Why we go to religious places? God bless me with $1 million. My wife is cruel, so call him in your word. We are demanding from the God. That is not a true religion. And that is not the grace offered by the God or the existence. The existence offers the grace by problems, by opportunities, and we have to recognize that. We have to convert the problem into an opportunity, and we have to maintain our awareness if the good opportunities comes, so that the mind remains in the state of equanimity. That is the mindfulness. That is mindfulness. So this is what people, the same thing. Oh, I have been reading Eckhart Tolle, and many people say here, oh, I read it, Power of Now. And I like that book. No. Teaching, the learning and reading the text of the Eastern wisdom, that did I study myself after studying the text? It's not a question of liking and disliking. It will not work. But it means the mind is working in the same way. Again and again, years after years, something I like, something I dislike. Hence, then I sleep. The next day I like something, I dislike something. My mind is living in the same pattern and expecting a different result. It will not work. So there the master says, the teacher comes and says, you learn the principle. Then contemplate every day about who am I? What is the purpose of life? What is the existence? Constant contemplating, reflecting on it, so that I can study myself. Is my purpose of life to be angry with you? No. With that reference, if we study ourselves with reference to the text, what happens? Even if we have anxiety or anger, it starts dissolving from our nature. This is what the Master has been saying again and again. And then the teacher gives you the practice with reference to your temperament and the result, and gradually you realize, your mind realizes that I should not leave the practice until I reach the goal. So you find the time to do the practice. You find the time to contemplate and reflect on your life. Then the outer problems of the world never touch you. Someone started saying to me, if your son says that get out of my house, I said I will go out. How simple is that? Let him say, I will go out. Rent a place. Where is the problem? There is no problem. Son's house is not the house. Son's house does not contain the world. In the world, the house is there. And then I told him that, friend, I know you are too much concerned about me. I lived in my parents' house in Delhi, in India. And then I lived for a year in a guest house in Mongolia. I left that house. Then I lived in Indonesia. For 4 years I left that house. It was a beautiful royal house given to me by the Indian mission. Then I lived in Hong Kong for a year. That was another house. And then I came back to India. I bought another house. It is lying, dusting. Nobody is living and I'm here. Then I had another house in New Jersey. I left that house. Now I'm living here. I'm ready to leave this house also. Who cares? This is the true blessing of the God. Your mind is free. It is not that you disrespect anyone. I respect. I told you that my son is my boss. I am a trustee of the house. Let me take care. I will continue to care. This is how we have to live in our life day to day. And that helps a great deal in maintaining our peace and happiness. Let us close your eyes. Close your eyes and let us start our journey of meditation today. The eyes are closed and you are comfortable. Always understand, we have been learning. The moment I say be comfortable, it simply means what it means. It simply means you raise your awareness of the mind. You are paying attention to the mind, where it is moving, so we move the mind on the body. That is why I say look at the neck joint, feel the sensation, being comfortable and experience the steadiness. So we are raising our awareness. Why we are raising our awareness? So that we can move the mind within. Look at the shoulder joint. Be there. Feel the sensation. Being comfortable and experience the steadiness. So when you experience, you see that there are three things. Let us move little deeper. awareness, experience, knowledge. So you are aware, you are listening to me, you move your mind on the shoulder joint, then comes the experience. What is the experience? There is a sensation, good. You feel comfortable, good. You experience the steadiness. That is also good. That too is your experience. At the same time, we have a knowledge. What is that knowledge? Oh, the mind is listening to me. So you're learning from your experience. And what is that knowledge? The more and more you work upon your mind, the life changes. What is the principle? Either the mind works on you, it makes you crazy, or you work on the mind. The mind reveals inner peace and happiness. Look at the hip joint. Feel the sensation. Being comfortable. Sensation and steadiness. Look at it. How easy and simple it is in your life. The entire body feel comfortable. Sensation, steadiness. Now, if your mind says, no, I feel sleepy. Now in that once phase, the sleepiness is a problem. Means it is an obstacle, it is not a problem. We have to turn this problem into an opportunity. When you raise your energy level and move the mind deeper at the higher level, you remain in a waking state. So focus your mind deep inside the forehead and start breathing quick and fast from the chest. For a minute. Start breathing quick and fast from the chest through both the nostrils. Continue. 1 minute. Continue. And now leave this breathing. Now check again the status of your mind. Look at the breath. If the mind is able to look at the breath without sleepiness, it is good. Look at the entire body from the top of the head to the toes. Feel the sensation, relaxation and stillness, and bring that principle, awareness, experience, knowledge. Awareness, experience, knowledge. What is awareness? That we both are doing the meditation journey. What is your experience, sensation, relaxation and stillness? What is your experience? Less frequency of thought. You are aware. The knowledge part, we are discovering that inner peace and happiness. Now, again, in order to prevent the sleep to enter into the journey of meditation, take a deep breath. We will do the semi-active press. Deep breath into the belly and the chest. While breathing out, start doing the humming sound 10 times. Take a deep breath into the belly and the chest, and while breathing out, make the humming sound. Take a deep breath and start breathing, doing the humming sound. Long and deep breath and breathe in deep, silent and slow. While breathing out, continue with the humming sound. Take a deep breath and while breathing out, continue. Now leave the practice. Just look at the head and the neck. Again we check, are we aware, maintaining the waking state, experiencing the sensation, relaxation and stillness. We are looking at the head and the neck, feeling the sensation, relaxation and stillness. The mind on the right arm, just be there, feeling the sensation, relaxation and stillness. Look at the chest and the belly, sensation, relaxation and stillness. Look at the right leg, sensation, relaxation and stillness. Left leg, sensation, relaxation and stillness. The entire body, sensation, relaxation and stillness. Looking at the breath, the breath goes in and out, and check is that when you are aware of the breath, there is no issue. Even if the thoughts are there, you are able to maintain an awareness on the breath. The mind is living within. And now we check if the mind naturally lives within. The moment the breath goes in, move the mind from the top of the head to the tailbone. When the breath returns, move the mind from the tailbone to the top of the head. Now doing nothing. Remain as you are in the state of doing nothing and experience. Become aware. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your awareness on the right hand, your awareness on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes, open the eyes inside, know your experiences. We have to do this practice with reference to the four grace